Okay, guys. So another accounting video again, another day. Another sakit ng ulo na naman po tayo today. So ngayon, for this video lecture, okay, subukan naman nating pasukin ang usapang management services. So one of the major board exam subject sa sipalin natin. So sa management services, ito i-cover natin lahat. Okay? Yan, meron tayong 15 topics. Actually, meron pang 16 yan. Okay, yung economics. Actually, babawasan natin yan kasi itong job order costing and process costing, currently, nasa subject yan ng AFAR. Pero ibabalik din yan ng MS kasi. Okay, beginning dun sa updated syllabus natin, beginning 2028. So, nasa AFAR ito. Pero papasok na rin natin sa management services kasi costing pa rin naman yan eh. Actually, dapat nasa MS talaga yan. Okay, so ito yung mga 15 topics na kailangan nating tandaan, or kailangan nating pasukin. Lahat yan, i-cover natin dito sa video lecture natin na to. Pero for now, focus lang muna tayo syempre sa first topic natin, cost concepts. Sa cost concept natin, ito concept lang with regards to cost accounting. Tatandaan lang natin ito. Let's say for example, i-assume natin, meron kang negosyo. Okay, meron kang business dyan na yung business mo gusto mong gumawa ng libro. Okay, at para ano yung mga kailangan mong or mga necessary requirements in order for you to create such book, di ba? Siyempre, kailangan mo ng mga materials. Kailangan mo ng mga tao na gagawa or yung sarili mong labor. Possible, kailangan mo din ng mga equipments or any other facilities para itago yung nilibro mo na yan. So, possible, mag-incur ka ng mga cost. So, ano mga cost na possible na ma-incur mo para magawa yung mga libro na yan? Possible, ito, meron kang papel, di ba? Yung paper. Ano pa, yung cover ng libro mo. Siyempre, yung ginamit mo para sa pag-print ng mga text dyan, yung ink natin. Okay, ano pa? Diba? Possible, kailangan mo ng wages, trabahador, labor, yung gagawa, yung magpiprint. Diba? Yung mag-aayos, yung mag-assemble, kailangan mo ng pre-press setup. Possible, may mga sobra dyan kung kailangan mong gupitin or i-trim natin or stitching kung kailangan mong tahiin o kaya yung pag-glue natin. Kailangan mo dyan, labor. Ano pa? Possible, merong instances dun sa printing press setup natin. Kailangan mo ng equipment or ng machine na magpe-press niyan. Kailangan mo ngayon na yung pine-press na or yung machine na yan, ginagamit mo na yung ginagamit mong machine dyan, it incurs depreciation. It takes form part of your cost dun sa total na libro natin. Ano pa ba? Possible, yung pag-print natin ng machine or yung pag-print natin ng text, kailangan mo ng equipment din, di ba? Printing equipment. And yung printing equipment, para gumana yan, kailangan mong isaksak. Kailangan mong mag-incur ng electricity. Ano pa? By the end, nung natapos mo na yung buong libro mo, usually kailangan mo dyan ng quality control or ng quality check para ma-ensure natin kung tama ba. Baka mayroong mga text na bali-baliktad. Baka mayroong mga pages na hindi na print. Baka mayroong mga pages na blanco, na tupi, or whatsoever. Nandito lahat yan sa quality control. Nakuha. So, ito yung mga possible cost na ma-incur natin sa paggawa ng libro. Ngayon, with regards to cost concept, okay? So, mga cost concepts natin, meron tayong 3 major definitions na usually nalilito yung mga estudyante. Okay, pero gawin natin, simplihan natin for this video discussion purposes. So, una, meron tayong tinatawag na cost pool, merong cost object, and meron tayong cost drivers. Ano bang difference? Sabi daw nila, cost pool are cost collected into meaningful groups. Okay, so tandaan mo, ano yung sinasabi natin na cost? Yung cost natin, yan yung mga papel, cover, yung mga printing press setup, trimming, stitching, depreciation, electricity, and quality control. Yun yung cost natin. Sabi daw, kapag daw yung mga cost na yan, pinagsama-sama daw natin, kinolect daw natin, para nangyayari, nabubuo daw sila. Okay, parang isipin mo daw na lang na yung cost na yan is parang tubig. Na kapag in-store mo yan sa swimming pool natin, magiging ang mangyayari, accumulated or cumulative cost na pinagsama-sama mo sa isang swimming pool, kaya nagawa siya, nagkaroon tayo ng tinatawag na cost pool. Ngayon, kaya sinabi dyan, collected into meaningful groups. So, yung meaningful groups na yan, medyo maraming classifications yan. For example na lang, etong mga to. Okay, but most common example ng cost pool natin is for example ito, paper, cover, ink, or toner. Diba merong mga common difference yan. Kailangan mo lang i-identify ano ba yung common difference nilang tatlo. Diba ano ba yung, pag pinagsama-sama mo sila, ano yung tatawagin ko sila as cost na maiisip ko na, nandyan yung papel, nandyan yung cover, nandyan yung ink. Ano yon? Ito, materials. So kapag sinabi natin na yung cost is paper, cover, ink, okay yun. Cost ang tawag doon. Pero cumulatively, for example, nag-uusap kayo, managers, okay? Ano ba yung mga kailangan nating materials? O pag sinabing materials, material is a cost pool. Meaning, yung material na yan, it covers many specific cost, which includes paper, cover, ink, or toner. Yun yung cost pool. Diba? Ulitin natin. Cost pool, it includes cost, specific cost, na pinagsama-sama natin into meaningful groups. Example of cost, paper, cover, or ink. Na pwede mo siyang tawagin as material cost, na ang ibig sabihin, pag sinabi mo yung material cost na yan, it is a cost pool that it includes cost of the paper, cost of the cover, or the cost of the ink. Cost pool. Okay, ano pa ba? O for example, ito, printing press, trimming, yung stitching. Kung mapapansin mo, ano yung most common denominator ng tatlong cost na yan, di ba? Yan yung cost na ginagamit natin para ma-assemble mo yung libro. Na usually, kailangan mo dyan ng taong gagawa. So therefore, pwede mo siyang tawagin as a cost pool or pagsamasamahin itong tatlo na to and mabubuo mo yung cost pool with the meaningful groups na tinatawag mo siya as cost of labor. Labor cost. So labor cost is also a cost pool that it includes specific cost such as trimming, stitching, or yung printing press setup. Same as well dito sa depreciation, electricity, and quality control. Pag pinagsama-sama mo daw yan, sabi daw, these are costs that are not directly related to the product. Hindi mo daw directly nakikita dun sa libro natin, pero those are necessary costs in order for you to finish such book. So tinatawag siya ngayon as overhead cost. So pag nag-uusap kayo, for example, o magkano ba ang overhead cost? O yung overhead cost natin na yan, it includes depreciation, electricity, and quality control, which are the specific cost na kasama or included sa loob ng overhead cost. So malinaw na ba? Ibig sabihin ng cost pool. Uulitin ko. Cost pool from the word itself, pool. Kaya isipin mo na lang, yung cost natin yung mga tubig. Na yung mga tubig, pinagsama-sama mo sa iisang lalagyan. Kaya nagkaroon daw ng pool. Okay? Pooling of cost. That pooling of cost means it includes many specific costs. Maraming cost ang kasama dyan na pinagsama-sama mo into meaningful groups. Example ng cost pool natin, pwede mong tawagin, pwede mong sabihin, materials, labor, or overhead cost. But take note mo hindi lang limited sa tatlo na to yung examples ng cost pool natin. Marami pa. Meron niya mga classifications. Nandito sila. Okay, so that's the cost pool. Ngayon, pag narinig mo yung word na cost object, sabi daw, it is anything for which the management wants to collect or accumulate cost. So ano example natin sa illustration natin dito? Ano yung cost object natin? Yung libro. Okay, isipin mo na lang sa cost object natin, bakit ka ba nag-i-incur ng cost? Bakit ba mayroong materials cost? May labor cost or overhead cost? Kasi nga, gusto mong gumawa ng libro. Okay? Therefore, yung libro is an cost object. It is an object na pinagtutuunan mo ng pansin, or it is an object, it is a subject na binibigyan mo ng cost para mabuo yung object na yun or yung subject na yun. Okay? Cost object usually is a product. It is anything for which the management wants to collect or accumulate cost. Okay, yun yung cost object. And in addition of that, meron tayong tinatawag na cost driver. So sabi daw, cost driver is any factor that has the effect of changing the level of total cost. Ano ibig sabihin nun? For example na lang, yung total materials cost natin, possible mag-increase or mag-decrease yan. Ang question, bakit? Bakit nag-increase or nag-decrease? Anong dahilan? Yung dahilan daw nun or yung reason daw nun is the cost driver. Okay? Ano yung reason bakit tumataas yung material? Bakit bumababa yung materials cost natin? Ano yung reason kung bakit tumatakbo yung material? Kaya nga from the word itself, driver. So any factor, take note mo, any factor that has the effect of changing the level of the total cost. For example, anong example ng cost driver natin? Di ba? Example ng cost driver natin is the number of production cost or production units. Diba? Pag gusto mong damihan yung libro na ipoproduce mo, syempre, dadami din yung materials cost natin. Pag gusto mong bawasan yung production units natin, syempre, babawas din or mababawasan din yung total materials natin. Tama? O for example, ano pa ba? Number of pages. O, kung bababa ngayon yung number of pages ng each libro na pinoproduce mo, bababa ngayon yung total cost natin sa paper. Ano ngayon yung cost driver natin? Yung number of pages. So maraming example ang cost driver, but i-take note mo. Pag sinabing cost driver, yan lang yung reason bakit tumataas, bakit bumababa, or bakit gumagalaw yung cost ng isang cost or ng isang object. Ulitin natin. Okay? Yung product na gusto mong gawin, na pinagtutuunan mo ng pansin or pinag-i-investan mo ng maraming expenses or ng maraming cost natin, ang tawag doon cost object. For example, yung libro. Ano yung mga example ng mga cost natin? Paper, cover, ink, or toner. Possible na mag-increase yung paper cost natin o yung cover na kailangan mo para ma-produce yung isang product. Bakit daw? Ang dahilan, yung cost driver. Possible, gusto mong i-increase yung production units, gusto mong i-increase yung number of pages, tataas or bababa yung cost of paper and cost of cover and yung cost of ink natin. Yung dahilan, cost driver. Example ng cost driver, number of production units. Na ngayon daw, each cost of this, lahat daw ng cost na yan, na ginamit mo daw sa paggawa ng libro, pwede mo daw silang i-classify or pagsama-samahin sa iisang group. Isang meaningful group na tinatawag mo sila as the cost pooling. Pooling of cost. For example, lahat ng paper, cover, and ink tinatawag as materials cost. Okay, but take note natin itong cost pool na tatlo na to, hindi lang limited sa tatlo na yan. Meron pang mga examples of cost pools. For example, discuss ngayon natin yung mga cost classification. So sabi daw, in accordance with the cost or in relation to the product, okay, in relation daw sa libro, yung cost daw, pwede mo daw siyang i-classify or pagsamasamahin in a meaningful group such as product cost and period cost. Anong difference? Pag product cost daw, it is an inventoriable cost. Ibig sabihin, yung cost na nai-incur mo, nagte-take form part ng inventory mo. Ano yung inventory mo? Yung cost object, yung libro. So, ibig sabihin, lahat daw ng na-cost na naggamit mo daw para magawa yung libro, it is considered as a product cost. Na tinatawag din siya minsan as inventoriable cost. I-take note mo, product cost is an inventory. Cost yan para magkaroon ka ng asset. Inventoriable cost. Cost that takes form part of your inventory. Product cost is an asset. Take note mo ngayon. Product cost will be expense once sold. Okay, magiging expense lang ang isang product cost, ang isang inventoriable cost kapag naibenta mo na. That's the time na magiging expense siya na ang tawag natin sa account na yun is the cost of goods sold. Take note mo lahat ng cost na ginamit mo para ma-produce yung product, tawag doon product cost. Okay? Na inventory yon, asset yon. Magiging expense lang siya natin kapag naibenta mo na siya na ang account na ginagamit, cost of goods sold. Ngayon, yung mga examples of cost na laman ng product cost natin, nandyan yung direct materials, direct labor, and factory overhead. Okay? From the word itself, dapat direct. I-discuss natin ano ba yung direct na yan. Okay? Ngayon yung factory overhead, it composes of indirect materials, indirect labor, and others. Indirect. Pag-uusapan din natin mamaya, ano yung indirect. So take note mo na lang Sa period cost naman natin, sabi daw, hindi yan nagte-take form part ng inventory. Such costs are expense outright kapag naggamit mo na yung cost na yan. For example, selling and marketing expense and yung mga administrative expenses. Okay, for example na lang, selling expense, commission expense, or for example, ads, di ba? Advertising expense. Yung advertising expense na yan, hindi siya kailangan para ma-produce yung libro. Pero expense mo siya or kailangan mo siya para mabenta yung libro. So sabi daw, any other expenses na kailangan mo para mabenta yung libro, considered as selling expense, sabi daw, expense daw sila the moment na magamit mo yung advertising na yan. Those are considered as period cost. Okay, example, selling and administrative expenses. Ngayon, in relation to the association of the cost object, sabi daw, yung mga cost na yan, pwede mo daw i-classify or i-pool as a direct or indirect materials or indirect or indirect cost. Pag sinabi daw na direct cost, sabi, these are the costs that are traceable to to the cost object. From the word itself, traceable. Pwede mo daw i-trace dito. For example na lang, etong libro natin. Ano yung mga libro, ano yung mga materials na pag nakita mo yung libro, meron ditong nilagay na ganito. Okay, merong nilagay na ganyan. Ano yon? Paper and yung cover. Pagka merong yung libro, may cover, yung cover na yon is considered as a direct cost. Yung papel na nandoon, considered as a direct cost. Yung ink na nakikita mo na nagginamit pang print ng text is considered as a direct cost. Okay, basta nakikita mo dun sa product, direct cost. Pero take note, hindi lang basta-basta nakikita. Dapat daw, it takes form part of the measure of the product. Okay, majority daw ng cost na yon nakikita mo daw sa product. Okay, yung indirect cost naman daw, sabi, ito, kailangan siya para ma-produce yung product, magawa yung product, pero hindi siya directly necessary or hindi siya traceable directly sa libro. For example, indirect materials. Ano yung example ng indirect materials natin? For example, kailangan mo ng glue para magawa yung libro. O yung libro, yung glue, hindi mo naman nakikita. Diba? Yung glue sa libro, di mo naman nakikita. Usually, nakatago yan. Sir, meron akong nakita sa libro na nakalabas yung glue. Ibig sabihin po ba, direct materials na siya? No. Yes, nakikita mo siya. Natitrace mo siya. Pero hindi siya yung major part ng libro mo. Maliit lang ng portion yung glue yung ginamit natin. Therefore, still, it is considered as an indirect material. Okay, ulitin natin. Indirect materials, pwedeng indirect cost, pwedeng indirect materials or indirect labor. Ang difference lang, pag direct cost, directly natitrace mo siya sa cost object mo. Indirectly, or yung indirect cost, hindi mo siya natitrace directly. Okay, kailangan siya para ma-produce yung product, pero hindi mo siya nakikita or hindi mo siya natitrace na literal dun sa libro. Okay, as to the time frame naman, pwede mo din daw i-group yung mga cost natin or i-pool yung mga cost natin na yan as a committed cost and discretionary cost. So kapag committed cost daw, ito, cost daw yan na kahit anong mangyari, mai-incur mo na yan. Bakit? Kasi nga, committed ka na. Okay, you've promised. Okay, meron ng cost na kahit anong mangyari mo, iwasan mo man, balik-tarin mo man ang mundo, meron na yung cost na yan. Committed ka na to incur such cost. Let's say for example, bumili ka ng machine para magamit yung libro mo na yan. Yung machine mo na yan, PPE mo yan. Alam mo naman na yung property, plant, and equipment natin na yan, dine-depreciate mo yan. Yung depreciation mo dyan, expense yun. Yung expense mo doon, cost yun. Sabi dahil binili mo yung equipment na yan, committed ka na magkaroon ka ng cost which is in a form of depreciation expense. Committed cost yun. Kapag sinabi namang discretionary cost dito, meron kang alternative. Okay? Meron kang right na i-incur yung cost na isa or meron kang right na hindi mo ma-incur yung cost na yan. For example na lang ng discretionary cost natin sa selling expense, sa advertising expense natin. Meron kang choice na mag-market through advertising expense. Pwede kang gumastos ng 20,000 para sa advertising expense or pwede kang hindi magbayad ng 20,000 for the advertising expense. Ang tawag doon, discretionary cost. Pag committed cost, mai-incur mo na yung cost na yan regardless kung ano mangyari. Usually, committed ka na dyan. Pag discretionary dito, pwede mo pang iwasan. Okay? For your own discretion. And as to the time period, meron tayong costs that are historical and future costs. Ang difference lang, yung historical cost natin, cost na na-incur mo na in the previous year. Pag future cost dito, cost na may incur mo pa lang in the near future. Okay? Self-explanatory naman yan. And as to the others naman, pwede mong i-classify din yung mga cost natin as standard cost. Pag sinabing standard cost, isipin mo na lang, this is your ideal cost. Okay? Yan yung sabihin na nating benchmark mo para maging or para makita natin kung maganda yung result natin. Ito yung benchmark natin, standard. Okay, nagsiset ka ng standard sa cost natin. And yung budgeted cost naman, ito yung ini-expect mo. Okay, ito na yung binudget mo, ito yung ini-expect natin. Yan yung expected cost natin. Ito ideal, yung standard cost, budgeted cost. Ito ngayon yung expected cost mo. Opportunity cost, ano nangyayari? Sipin mo na lang, sa opportunity cost, it is a benefit that was forgone for choosing one alternative. So isipin mo na lang, let's say for example, meron kang option. Pwede kang magbenta ng libro or pwede kang magbenta ng e-book. Sabi mo daw, ayaw mo magbenta ng e-book kasi possible ma-pirate yung libro natin. Instead na bumili sila ng physical book, mas gugustuhin nilang bumili ng electronic books which are much cheaper for the point of view of the customers. Pero sabi mo daw, hindi. Hindi ako magbibenta ng e-book para hindi or para mabili nila yung physical books ko. Ngayon, yung profit na mawawala sa'yo dahil doon sa pagbenta mo ng ebook dahil sa hindi mo pinili, or ayaw mo magbenta ng ebook, yung benefit doon na dapat mai-incur mo pag nagbenta ka ng ebook, ang tawag doon is the opportunity cost. Okay? Cost or benefit na nawala sa'yo dahil hindi mo ginawa yung isang bagay na yun. Opportunity cost. And meron tayong tinatawag na differential cost. These are costs that differs among alternative. For example na lang, sa cost object natin or sa libro physical books natin, kailangan mo ng paper. Sa e-books natin, kailangan mo lang ng soft copy. So yung differential cost natin doon is yung paper. 'Di ba? Pag nagbenta ka ng physical books, kailangan mo mag-incur ng papel. Pag nagbenta ka ng electronic books, hindi mo kailangan ng papel. Differential cost ang tawag doon. Yung difference ng cost among alternatives. Mayroong cost itong alternative A, may cost yung alternative B. Okay? Merong pagkakaiba sila. Yung pagkakaibang cost doon, ang tawag doon, differential cost. Okay? And meron tayong tinatawag na relevant cost. Sa relevant cost naman, ito yung cost na ginagamit natin or ina-analyze natin para ma-identify natin kung kailangan ba natin gamitin yung cost na yan. Or let's say for example, usually kasi si relevant cost, ginagamit yan for decision-making purposes. Okay? For decision-making purposes, gusto mong i-analyze dyan usually, paano ko ibababa yung cost ko? Okay, meron akong profit. Kailangan ko bang i-close itong product ko na to or kailangan ko na bang i-discontinue yung pag-produce ng product na to? Titignan mo ngayon, magkano ba yung profit dyan? Okay? Sabi daw, sa profit natin na yun, usually it composes of relevant and irrelevant cost. Ibig sabihin ng irrelevant cost, yan yung mga cost na kahit anong mangyari, magagastos mo na yan. So, dapat hindi yan kasama sa decision-making purposes natin. Dapat inaalis mo yan. So, dapat ang kinoconsider lang natin yung mga relevant sa atin. Okay? Yung mga relevant sa atin na kapag inalis mo yung product na yan, mawawala yung cost na yun. Okay? Relevant cost ang tawag doon. Huwag mo na masyadong digdibin. Yung relevant cost naman kasi and incremental cost, meron tayong separate discussion dyan doon sa relevant costing natin. Okay? And meron tayong controllable and non-controllable cost. Sipin mo na lang from the word itself. Controllable cost, those are costs na kaya mong i-control. Non-controllable cost, yung cost na hindi mo kayang i-control. Okay? So, yan yung mga usually cost na makikita natin. Dito sa cost concept natin, terminologies lang naman yung pag-aaralan natin usually. Okay? And ito yung pinaka-importante sa lahat. Yung pag-compute natin ng cost of goods sold. Okay? Ngayon, yung pag-compute ng cost of goods sold natin, usually kasi it takes in two formats Two formats yan. Usually, nagdi-differ yan sa merchandising and manufacturing. Ano bang difference ng merchandising? Di ba? Merchandising natin, for example, bumibili ka ng products, tapos yun na din mismo yung binibenta natin. So, hindi ka na nagmamanufacture. Hindi ka gumagawa ng sarili mong product. Pag manufacturing business naman dito, from scratch, tapos ka gumagawa ng products na gusto mong ibenta. Okay? So, yung formula natin, simply sa merchandising, beginning inventory plus the purchases, that is equal to your total goods available for sale. Less yung ending inventory natin, that is equal to your cost of sale. Sa manufacturing naman, dito kasi sa merchandising, iisa lang inventories mo. Yan lang Ito lang iisa lang. Sa merchandising, tatandaan natin, 3 inventories mo. Meron kang raw materials, meron kang work in process, and meron tayong finished goods inventory. So, in-extend lang natin yung formula natin actually dito. So, yung manufacturing natin, ang formula natin dyan is the raw materials beginning plus mo yung raw materials na binili mo. Raw materials purchased, that is equal to your raw materials that are available for use. I-less mo lang yung raw materials ending, yung natira. Yung raw materials na hindi mo nagamit. Sa illustration natin kanina, yung mga papel na hindi mo nagamit. That is equal to your raw materials used. I-add mo lang daw yung mga labor na kailangan mo para ma-produce yung product. Yung mga overhead na na-incur mo, depreciation expense na na-incur mo para matapos mo yung product. That is equal to your total manufacturing cost. Yung total manufacturing cost, papasok yan sa work in process. Okay, yan ngayon yung work in process inventory natin na pinut mo into process. Okay? Work in process during the year plus yung work in process beginning, that is equal to your cost of goods put in process during the year. I-less mo lang yung hindi mo natapos during the year. That is equal dun sa cost of goods na natapos mo na during the year. Tapos i-add mo yung mga natapos mo na in the previous year pero hindi mo pa naibenta. Tawag doon finished goods beginning. This is equal to your total goods available for sale. Yung mga goods na pwede mong ibenta during the year. I-less mo yung finished goods na hindi mo ulit nabenta this year. That is equal to your cost of goods sold. Okay. Tandaan mo na lang ito. Yung raw materials o yung direct materials natin plus the direct labor, tinatawag yan as the prime cost. Yung direct labor and yung overhead cost, tinatawag siya as conversion cost. Yung mga cost na ginagamit mo to convert such product. Okay, and raw materials plus direct labor plus overhead ang tawag total manufacturing cost. Raw materials plus direct labor ang tawag prime cost. Direct labor plus overhead ang tawag conversion cost. What if raw materials plus overhead cost, anong tawag? Anong tawag? Oh, walang ganyan. Okay, walang ganyan tawag. Okay. Okay. So that concludes our discussion sa concept with regards to cost concepts natin sa topic number 1 natin sa MS. Siyempre, anong gagawin natin? O, i-apply natin. Okay, i-apply natin yan sa mga problems. Nag-prepare ako ng mga multiple choice question problems dito. O, number 1, gawin natin. Sabi, prime cost and conversion cost share what common element of the total cost? O, balikan lang natin dito. O, prime cost, conversion cost, raw materials, direct labor, overhead. Ano daw yung common difference nila? Ito, direct labor. So, anong sagot natin dito? This is letter D. Direct labor. O, number 2, the cost associated with idle time should be, take note natin, idle time, yung mga time na ginagamit natin para, parang for example, waiting time na lang. Isipin mo na lang, waiting time yan. Okay, so hindi naman siya necessary, okay, sa product natin. Hindi mo siya natitrace usually sa product natin. So, anong tawag natin dyan? Okay, this is considered as your manufacturing overhead. Kasi hindi yan material, kasi oras yan. Hindi rin yan labor. 'Di ba? Hindi rin yan labor kasi hindi naman yan trabaho ng isang trabahador. Time niya nasaan? Sipin mo na lang, overhead. Okay, nandiyan lahat ng sobra. Pag hindi siya material, hindi siya labor, pero kailangan mo siya para ma-produce yung product, ang tawag doon, overhead. Okay, factory rent. O, factory rent, sipin mo, hindi materials. Hindi rin yan labor kasi hindi naman yan trabaho. 'Di ba? Or hindi naman yan trabaho. Anong tawag natin diyan? It is an overhead. Therefore, si factory rent natin, di ba, overhead. Si overhead, sabi daw, A prime cost o hindi yan prime cost. B, a prime cost o hindi rin yan prime cost. C, a conversion cost, pwede. Inventoriable cost ba? Yes, factory rent. Kailangan mo para, o renta na ginagamit mo para ma-manufacture yung product, rent sa factory natin. Therefore, letter C. O, try mo sa letter D, conversion cost daw. Pero period cost. Ano ba example ng period cost natin? Selling and administrative expenses. Therefore, hindi yan period cost. Kaya best answer for number 3, letter C. Diba? O, number 4. All of the following are example of product cost. Okay, product cost. Ibig sabihin, inventoriable cost. Except daw. O, depreciation on the company's retail outlets. Okay? Isipin mo na lang, sir, depreciation. Di ba ang depreciation, factory overhead, product cost? No. Hindi always. Tandaan mo, ang lagi mong tatanungin dyan, ano ba yung dinedepreciate mo? Sabi daw, ang dinedepreciate ko daw, yung retail outlet. Ano ba yung retail outlet? Yun yung product, or yun yung outlet, or yun yung place na dinedepreciate ko, o building na dinedepreciate ko, na yung building daw ginagamit ko raw para mag-retail, magbenta. Therefore, yung depreciation ko na yan is a selling expense. 'Di ba? Depreciation expense. Kaya, hindi yan product cost. Except ang tinatanong, o A na ang sagot natin. O, try natin yung iba. B, salaries daw. Ano daw yung salaries natin? Plant manager. Yung manager daw na ginagamit, or yung manager daw na nagtatrabaho saan? Sa planta. Therefore, product cost. Insurance daw. Ano daw yung insurance na binabayaran mo? Factory o product cost. Rental cost daw ng alin? Factory o product cost. Therefore, for number 4, letter A. Kasi nga, retail outlet, selling cost. Period cost, hindi siya product cost. Number 5, inventoriable cost or expense on the income statement. O, ini-expense mo daw ba ang inventoriable cost? Sinabi natin kanina, once sold. Okay, when the products are sold. Letter C. Number 6, for a manufacturing company, direct labor cost may be included. Okay, direct labor cost. Ano daw bang kasama sa direct labor cost? Okay, letter A, direct materials, inventory. Okay, direct labor nga, hindi A. Merchandise inventory, hindi nga A. Hindi yan inventory kasi nga direct labor ang sinasabi. Ano daw ba? Both work in process and finished goods inventory. Yes, possible yan. Kasi diba, tingnan mo yung formula natin. Ano nangyayari dyan? Di ba, direct labor, saan pumapasok? Total manufacturing cost. Saan pumupunta ang total manufacturing cost? Sa work in process. So, yung work in process inventory natin, it includes direct labor. Yung finished goods inventory natin, it includes direct labor. Therefore, letter C for number 6. Tingnan mo, dito, letter D, direct materials only, work in process inventory, finished goods, tama sana. Kaso nga, hindi nga pwedeng maging kasama ng direct labor ang direct material. Okay, ang direct labor, separate sa direct material. Okay, number 7. Cost of goods manufactured will usually include, prefer ka lang sa formula. Cost of goods manufactured, nandito. Ano daw ang kasama dyan? Okay, letter A, only cost incurred during the current period. Cost of goods manufactured. This is your total manufacturing cost plus work in process, less work in process ending. So kasama ba yung mga cost lang ba na incur mo during the period? Hindi. 'Di ba? Ito work in process beginning, cost na incur mo na in the previous period pero kasama sa cost of goods manufactured. Kaya hindi A sagot mo. Letter B, only direct labor and direct materials? No, kasama dyan, no? Overhead. Ano pa ba? Some cost incurred during the prior period, tama yon. As well as cost incurred during the current period, yun. Pwede mo na sagot yan, letter C. Best answer na yan. Try mo ngayon sa letter D. Some period cost, mali. Hindi period cost kasi dapat product cost, so mali yan. Kaya best answer for number 7, letter C. Number 8, in the preparation of the schedule of cost of goods manufactured, the accountant incorrectly included as part of manufacturing overhead the rental expense on the firm's retail industry. This inclusion would, so nangyari daw, na isama daw yung expense ng retail facilities na dapat hindi yan product cost. Diba? Dapat yan period cost. So ano mangyayari? Ibig sabihin, kung nangyari dyan, sumobra ngayon yung overhead ko dito. Pag sumobra yung overhead ko, ano mangyayari sa cost of goods sold ko? Malamang sobra din yan. Overstated din yan. Kaya letter A sabi, overstated ang period expense, mali. Okay, hindi na nga na-record sa period expense eh. Overstated pa, mali na. Understated dapat yan. Overstated the cost of goods sold, ayun, tama, letter B. Try mo sa letter C, understated the cost of goods manufactured, hindi. Overstated din yan. D, have no effect on the cost of goods manufactured, hindi. Mayroong effect yan. Okay, for number 8, letter B. Number 9, cost that vary inversely with the changes in volume includes, actually next topic pa to, pero sige sagutan na lang natin. Ang tawag natin dito is letter D. Total fixed cost divided by volume. Number 10, in general, the cost that could usually be most reliably predicted is, okay, anong tawag natin dyan? Reliably predicted is total fixed cost yan. Kasi usually constant yan in total. Take note natin 9 and number 10, didiscuss na lang natin in the next video discussion. Same as well sa variable cost. Variable cost is letter B yan. Is constant if expressed on a per unit basis. Discuss natin on the next video discussion. Okay, number 12. When a unit of product is the cost object, factory overhead generally is. Okay, factory overhead generally is. Anong sagot natin dyan? It is a direct manufacturing cost ba? Hindi. Kasi nga factory overhead. Usually, indirect lang ang kasama dyan. So, letter B tayo. An indirect manufacturing cost. Number 13, the distinction between indirect and direct cost depends on whether, asan dyan? Physically traced. 13, letter D. 14, indirect cost are also known as, tinatawag din minsan ng indirect cost as a common cost. Paano common cost? Ano ba example ng glue na? Ano ba example ng indirect cost mo or indirect materials mo? 'Di ba glue? Yung glue naman yan, possible naman hindi naman yan ginagamit lang sa product mo na libro. Possible ginagamit mo din yan kapag gumagawa ka ng, for example, sapatos. 'Di ba? Ginagamit mo yan generally sa halos lahat. Kaya hindi siya direct cost. Kaya usually tinatawag siya as common cost. Cost na pwede mong gamitin sa maraming products. Okay? Number 15. Indirect labor is part of, saan bang indirect labor? Prime cost ba? Hindi. Kasi ang kasama sa prime cost natin, direct materials and direct labor. Conversion cost, ano bang kasama? Direct labor and overhead. Ano bang overhead? Anong composition? Indirect materials, indirect labor, tapos yung mga factory overhead. Kaya B ang sagot natin. Period cost, anong kasama dyan? Selling and administrative expense. Non-manufacturing cost, same lang yan sa period cost. Okay, 16. All of the cost categories listed below are usually found in a company's accounting records except opportunity cost. Kaya yan kasi yung cost na nawala nung hindi mo pinili yung isang alternative. So hindi mo naman yan nire-recognize. sa libro. So wala yan sa accounting records natin. Ginagamit mo lang yan for decision-making purposes. And number 17, the salary paid to the president of King Company would be classified on the income statement of president. Pag president, ibig sabihin product cost ba? Hindi. Si president naman ng King Company, nasa management lang yan eh. O management decision-making lang yan. Hindi naman sila yung gumagawa ng product. Therefore, consider siya as administrative expenses. Okay, hindi naman siya nagbebenta, so hindi selling expense. Hindi rin siya kasama sa product natin, so hindi siya direct labor and manufacturing overhead. Kaya best answer, administrative expenses. Number 18 natin. O sa 18, sabi dyan, the nursing station on the 4th floor of General Doctors Hospital is responsible for the care of patients who have undergone orthopedic surgery. The cost of drugs administered by the nursing station to patients would be classified as... Ano sagot natin? Actually, letter A. Direct labor cost yan ni patients. And 19, the term committed cost refers to, ano ba yung sinabi natin sa remitted cost? Letter A. Costs which are governed mainly by past decisions that establish the present levels of operating and organizational capacity and which only change slowly in response to small changes in activity. Yan yung definition ng committed cost. Okay. Usually, hindi siya magre-respond sa kahit na ano mangyari kasi nga, committed ka na sa nangyari dyan. O sa mangyayari, committed ka na sa cost na yan. And 20, the term discretionary cost, sagot natin dyan actually is letter A. Cost which management decides to incur in the current period to enable the company to achieve objectives other than filing of orders placed by the customer. So that is for the number 20. Number 21. Okay, so problem solving tayo sa 21. Sabi sa 21, the Aurora Company manufactures several different products. Unit cost associated with the product ABC are as follows. Question, what are the variable cost and what are the fixed cost? Actually, next topic lang din pala ito, no? Pero sige, sagutan na lang natin. Pag sinabi natin variable cost, yan yung cost na nag-change or... Hindi, sige. Discuss na lang natin to next meeting, pero sagutan natin na lang. Okay, for the purpose of... Sige, for the purpose of this illustration. Pero pwede mo nang i-leave blank ito. Okay, direct materials natin, this is classified actually as a variable cost. Direct manufacturing labor, this is classified as... This is classified as direct manufacturing labor. This is variable cost. Kasi labor. Tapos direct. Tapos variable, from the word itself, variable yan. Fixed, from the word itself, fixed yan. Sales commission, 2% of sale. Ibig sabihin, hindi fixed. Depende lang sa nabibenta. Kaya variable expense yan. Administrative salaries, usually sa administrative salaries naman natin, fixed cost yan. So magkano variable cost per unit natin? 60 plus 10 plus 18 plus 4. This is equal to 92 pesos. And magkano yung fixed cost per unit? 32 plus 16, that is equal to 48. Letter B for number 21. Or 22. For 23, what are the inventoriable costs? O ito yung relevant sa atin. Magkano inventoriable cost, magkano period cost, and magkano yung prime cost and conversion cost. So inventoriable cost, it takes form part of the product. Direct materials, kasama ba? Yes. Direct manufacturing labor, yes. Variable manufacturing labor, yes, kasama din yan. Manufacturing cost yan. Fixed, manufacturing daw, yes, inventoriable. Sales commission o selling expenses yan. Administrative salaries o selling expenses yan. Magkano daw ang inventoriable cost per unit ko? 60 plus 10 plus 18 plus 32, that is equal to 120 for number 23. For 24, magkano period cost ko? 4 plus 16, that is letter C, 20 pesos. Magkano prime cost and conversion cost natin? O prime cost that composes of direct material and direct labor. Etong conversion cost, direct labor, and overhead. Direct material kasama prime cost. Direct materials or direct manufacturing labor, prime cost. Variable manufacturing overhead. Tapos ito, lagay ko dito, labor, conversion cost. Tapos ito, conversion cost. Ito, conversion cost. Prime cost ko, 60 plus 10, that is 70. So, nandito ka na agad sa letter A. Check mo na yung 60 pesos. Tama ba yung conversion cost natin? 10 plus 18 plus 32, that is actually, yes, letter 6, number 60. Kaya 25, answer natin, letter A. Okay. And the last illustration natin, sabi dyan, there were no work in process inventory at the beginning of the year. Tanong dyan, compute for the cost of goods sold for the year. So, pwede mong gawin yung formula natin. Pero ito, ang approach na gagamitin ko dito, T account. Okay, para marunong ka sa pag-T account natin. Ano ba yung nagiging process? So, i-classify lang muna natin ito. Decrease in finished goods inventory. So, finished goods yan. Lagay mo, finished goods yan. Increase in raw materials inventory. Lagay mo, raw materials inventory yan. Okay? Write out. Consider natin yan as selling expense. Kasi hindi yan kasama sa cost of goods sold. Ignore yan. Factory overhead, factory overhead. Take note mo factory overhead yan. So kasama din yan sa work in process. Direct labor, kasama din. Raw materials purchase, nasa direct materials yan. Okay, or nasa raw materials yan. Lagyan natin ngayon. Sinabi natin, dalawa yung inventories mo with regards to manufacturing. Merong raw materials, work in process, and finished goods. Rated lahat yan. Okay? Sinabi dyan, increase in raw materials inventory. Magkano daw? 300,000. Pag nag-increase yung raw materials inventory, anong nangyayari? Di ba nilalagay mo yan sa ending balance natin? Kasi tumaas yung raw materials natin, therefore, meron kang 300,000 na raw materials. Walang sinabi kung magkano beginning inventory natin. Zero tayo dyan. May sinabi, bumili ka daw ng raw materials, 8.6. So, additional raw materials yun. Meron ka dito sa T account natin, 8,600,000. Okay. Tapos kung 8.6 yung total raw materials natin, 300 ang ending balance. Therefore, meron kang credit. Magkano? 8,300,000. Inalis mo yan sa raw materials inventory. Pag inalis mo sa raw materials inventory, ibig sabihin, yan na yung inventories natin na you've put into process. Diba? In process na yan. Therefore, yung credit mo na 8.3 dito, that is equal to your debit na 8.3 sa work in process inventory ko. Diba? Ano ba yung mga kasama sa work in process inventory? Diba? Ito yung total manufacturing cost that it composes of your direct materials, direct labor, and overhead. Okay ka na sa materials. Yun na yung 8.3. Magkano labor natin? Sinabi dyan, 4 million. Ilagay mo lang dyan. 4 million pesos. Overhead natin, binigay ba? Ito, 6 million. Lagay natin dyan, 6 million pesos. And sinabi, there were no work in process inventory at the beginning or at the end of the year. So, 0 yung beginning balance, 0 yung ending balance. So, yung total natin dito, 4 plus 8.3 plus 6 million, this is equal to 18,300,000. Inalis mo lahat daw yan sa work in process. Saan napunta? Pag natapos na siya sa work in process, ibig sabihin, napunta siya sa finished goods. Kaya nagkaroon tayo ng 18,300,000 na finished goods sa T account natin. And sinabi, nag-decrease ang finished goods. So, nag-decrease na bawasan. Ang assumption, nasa beginning balance yan. So, meron tayong beginning balance na 700,000. Walang sinabing ending inventory. Therefore, yung ending finished goods natin is equal to 0. So, ibig sabihin, nabawasan tayo ng magkano ang nabawas natin dito. Nasa 19 million pesos. Na yung 19 million pesos na yan, that is classified as your cost of goods sold. Kaya yung sagot natin dito, it would be 19 million pesos. Okay? So that concludes our discussion for the cost concepts. Yung first topic natin sa management services. Next video discussion, aralin naman natin CVP analysis. Yun lang muna. God bless, good luck, and ciao!